And now let us move to the next myth. The second myth is gifted and talented individuals do not have unique social and emotional needs. This myth means that some teachers lead to believe that gifted students do not have social and emotional needs based on the assumption that teaching gifted students is easier and these students show high achievement and doing fine in the classroom. Also, some counselors who foster this myth may forget that these gifted students are at the end like other children who can suffer from illness, peer conflict, and neglect. Let us now discuss how and why myth 2 emerged. According to Petrus in 2009, this myth was fostered by some teachers who allowed for the positive stereotype about gifted students to prevail in the academic field, such as they are always motivated and confident students, and one of the reasons it could be that teachers are not challenging them. They show that they are fine in all given tasks, and that make teachers build this positive stereotype on gifted students. Also, some federal education mandates have not to promote the education of gifted students, and that has affected the impression of school communities about the social and the emotional needs for gifted students. Finally, in 2009, Peterson stated that parents and educators are unaware that the asynchronous development is unusual in gifted students. The cognitive development is growing faster than the social and emotional development in gifted students. Thus, this uniqueness of the gifted students requires modification in parenting, teaching, and counseling in order for them to develop optimally. If teachers tend to believe in this myth, so what are the effects on gifted students? It is clear that this myth has no positive effects because all children, whether they are gifted or not, they require social and emotional needs. Hence, let me discuss the negative effects. Firstly, a low attention towards these needs will lead these gifted students to fail in expressing their needs, because the school may not offer for them chances such as consultations, classes to express their social and emotional needs. Secondly, if the curriculum in schools is not helping on developing social skills, it will become difficult for gifted students to transit from one education level to another, because they may have social concerns which prevent them to interact with the educational environment in a school. Thirdly, in addition, according to Peterson, 2009, this myth has contributed poor response from teachers and counselors to the social and emotional needs because they would prefer to focus on the academic performance of gifted students. As a result of neglecting their social and emotional needs, a degree of risks could be increased in gifted students such as feeling of frustration, low self-esteem, isolation, negative social behavior, and more. It could suggest that gifted students might have special needs because they may have mental concerns such as some gifted who have Asperger's disorder, and these gifted for sure have unique social and emotional needs. After realizing the negative effects of myth 2 on gifted students, it's clear that this myth is false. So let me offer rebuttal from different research. According to the Indiana Department of Education 2012, gifted students do have additional social and emotional needs compared with non-gifted students. For example, the gifted students have increased capacity to think beyond years, which means strong memory and unique thinking, and they have unique interests such as discovering what's happening in the world around them. These trends indicate how gifted students have unique needs. In addition, this myth not consider the twice exceptional of gifted students. They strongly have unique social and emotional needs. These group need from teachers and counselors a balanced attention for their strengths and disabilities. Otherwise, it can lead to negative effects in their social and emotional development. such as feeling of low self-esteem, frustration, and leading them to underachievement. Some schools may not be receptive to gifted students, which means that educators do not value the needs of the gifted students, such as their need of challenging environment, special educational classes, consultations, because they recognize that all that will require from them extra efforts and high funding. So if schools do not value gifted students' needs, we can see increasing in social and emotional discomfort for the most part of gifted students' school years. In addition, a study by University of Notre Dame indicates that the social context should be included in the learning environment. For example, learning in a group inside the class can teach gifted students some effective social skills like cooperation, respecting each other, and these skills can help them in building their relation with their peers, and that can promote their self-concept. Now let us move to the last myth, which is high ability students do not face problems and challenges. Moon 2009 argues that this myth is closely related to the myth 2. Myth 2 indicates that gifted students do face several problems and challenges in the emotional, social realm. But the third myth will focus on gifted students, whether they face challenges and problems in developing their talents. This myth assumes that gifted students are so protected from problems such as social needs or academic needs because of their high ability. Now, how and why myth3 has emerged? Figure 1 shows the three main factors that support this myth. Firstly, gifted students enjoy school and tend to achieve easily high results compared with their peers in the classroom. They show they don't need assistance, which lead to hide their problems and challenges from school personnel. Secondly, some parents tend to believe in this myth because they prefer to ignore the needs of their gifted child. They may have concerns about the resources and funding that could be required in developing their child's talent. Furthermore, policymakers would prefer to foster this myth also because it simplifies resources. Their thoughts: if gifted students do not face challenges, they do not need resources and funding, and this way they can provide students with difficulties with these resources. After discussing the reasons that have fostered this myth, let's see if teachers tend to believe in this myth. What are the effects of this myth on gifted students? In fact, this myth fosters the lack of importance of motivation and challenges in teaching gifted students. Teacher may understand that the reaction of gifted students, such as showing high receptive of the lesson and demonstrate high abilities in performing, that they are fine in the classroom. But in fact, because teachers are not challenging them, and that will lead them to feel boredom and will high rates of underachievement and school dropouts in their future. According also to Moon 2009, there are many subpopulations of gifted students that face additional challenges and problems in developing their talents, such as gifted students of color and gifted females. For example, gifted female in Arabian culture face problem because of the stereotype threats, such as our society give females less chance in education compared with our males. In addition, the highly intellectually of gifted students face problems in finding social and educational environment that can provide them challenging, accepting them, and can develop their talents. Finally, the twice exceptional of gifted students suffer from several challenges in their schools, such as a lack of accurate identification that can lead them to underachievement. Also, when teachers are over-focusing on their disability more than their strength, that can damage their sense of self-confidence. Therefore, according to the negative effects, this myth clearly has no positive effects because the belief on this myth can lead to many problems on gifted students. Hence, my rebuttal for this myth, Indiana Department of Education 2012 state that gifted students do face several issues such as peer pressure. They feel different from their peers because of their advanced ability, that let their peers may feel jealous, and that make gifted students trying to fit with their less academic peers by failing in their academic achievement. Secondly, they face a problem in developing social relationship with the same age peers. They can experience difficulties in finding like-minded peers. Thirdly, they face problems and challenges in dealing with the stress. They stress from the high expectations and demands of self and from others, such as parents and teachers, which can lead to frustration. Gifted students can experience social and emotional problems which can lead to several issues, such as underachievement, as we mentioned in the previous slides, the development of false self, and that because they prefer to hide their high abilities in school to show a false personality that make them more acceptable from their peers. And if they fail to accept themselves, that could lead them to suffer from depression. Thus, it is clear that gifted students do face problems and challenges in developing their talent. In conclusion, the presentation tried to support the findings of researchers who have offered information that rebut the three myths which have been mentioned, and this presentation concludes that these three myths need to be avoided to eliminate the underlying stereotypes and assumptions regarding gifted students. Thank you.